Many countries are cleaning their own countries. Ghana is cleaning their country. The youth of Ghana are taking it to the streets to say no to this, no to that. They are cleaning their own country, preserving it for generations to come. Dubai is cleaning its country, correcting errors that they had made by accepting certain things. But when South Africa wants to clean its own country, it's a problem. When South Africa is saying enough is enough regarding a banana having a country as a banana republic, it's a problem. Hi guys, no. We are just cleaning our country. We don't hate anyone. We are not against anyone. We are not against Africanism. We are not against the spirit of Ubuntu. We're just cleaning our country for the sake of generations to come. We are living in a lawless country, and that needs to stop.
Thank you so much. It can never ever be for good, my country people. It will only be to benefit the system and the agenda that is at play against this beautiful nation. Nothing whatsoever that the so-called constitution, which is a Roman Dutch law, gets to benefit us. Everything within that so-called constitution is to steal, to rob, and destroy South Africa. That is why we are not interested in whatever the constitution says. They can quote all the bill section of what. We are not interested, because we can see through the system. We can see through the agenda. And the question we must all ask ourselves, why is it that everything gets to start in South Africa? Because the globalists have chosen South Africa as the destination of depopulation. Now they are out to kill, to destroy a lineage of South Africa, to steal the dignity of South African men. You can imagine being a man, getting married to a woman, and then bearing your wife's surname. What happens to your lineage? What happens to your bloodline? What happens to your dignity as a man? Bafuna ukogisa amadoda as South Africa amapenti. They want our men. They are stripping our men of their dignity. This is globalist agenda at play. One world government at play, and they are packaging it. They are making it to look like, wow, it is the rights, it's patriarchy. We are not taking care of everyone. No, wake up, Mzansi. These people, they don't mean well for us. They hate us. The system is out to take everything from us. Why is everything in Africa starting in South Africa? They are all in this together, both the mainstream media, the judiciary, the globalist agenda, the one world order government, coupled with the Human Rights Commission. You will see how they're going to now advocate for this, because it's the agenda, it suits them. It's working towards their plan. That's what is happening. It's insane, to say the least. And when we say cry the beloved country, South Africa, these are the things we're talking about. There's nothing to write home about. I don't even want to get into details about the so-called new marriage bill. Who does it benefit? Who does it benefit? This is oppression. How did our great-grandparents grow up and raise us up? How today are we still Abomkis and Nabomufoke, Nabodlamin, Nabobanban? It's a bloodline that the system does not want to see. And more than anything, my understanding is the system is against marriages. The system does not want to see homes. And look around. Everything as they've been doing speaks to the same thing. And this one also is inviting criminality, fugitives, ID thefts, and many more problems. On top of the challenges and the problems that we have as a nation, it's not enough. Why? Why is it so important? The last time I remember, there was a bill that stated that a South African woman is now eligible to marry more than one husband upon the problem esinayo, gender-based violence, whatever that means. Because whatever they needed, they give a name. You must see it gets out of control. We are under siege. We are under siege. We are at war, and there's no neutral ground. If you are not on our side, then you are the enemy, and you are making matters worse. This is the war I've been talking about. It's war between good and evil. What makes it right for my husband to marry me and call and answer my surname? Can someone tell me? Sodom and Gomorrah. Constitution from the pit of hell. That's what it is. That's my understanding. And I want to urge you, my brothers and sisters, be alert. Be alert. They are coming after your lineage. They are coming after your values. They are coming after your culture. They are coming after your bloodline. That is what it means. And in Namadoda, I say South Africa, refuse this madness. Never ever be found being fed or answering your woman's surname. You must work hard and take over and become the household heads of your family, the way we were raised up. Rise up from your sleep. These people are coming especially for you. And now it's packaged. Oh, all the bills, oh, everything. Now they want to make it look so glorious, as if they're solving problems. We've got better things to fix in this country. Poverty, unemployment, umnotho is not in our hands. The resources of this nation is not in our hands. Our children are under the bridge. Substance abuse, trafficking, gender-based violence, the list is endless. Homelessness, poverty, hunger, load shedding, water shedding. Hey. Constitution. Roman Dutch law constitution. We are not Westerners. We are not Americans. We are South Africans. We are Africans. Please respect us, globalists. Mother of the nation, Queen Lebo Mkhize, shalom. Phakama Mzansi, sekonakele kakhulu. Ngiyanthanda. God bless and protect South Africa. Shalom.
Operation Dudula is not a movement, it's a misdirection, and some of you fell for it like it's unsafe. We need to be fighting up, not sideways. Pan-Africanism isn't about romanticizing borders drawn with colonial ink. It's about understanding that our strengths lie in unity, not division. Operation Dudula is not a revolution, it's a divide and conquer cosplay, a distraction, a decoy event. How many political parties are pulling us this way, that way, and that way, while white South Africans are sticking to one party? They are creeping back into power quietly. No drama, just strategy. You're not liberating anything, you're fragmenting black political power. This is not a resistance, it's self-sabotage wrapped in a flag. Screaming, Abahambe won't bring back the land, you're not taking anything back. You're just making it easier for them to laugh in peace while you're busy fighting frontline in a distraction war. Not you're in a pyramid scheme of delusion. Before you scream Abahambe, ask yourself, are you really fighting the system or just doing its dirty work with a passion and no pay slip?
So, I guess the most urgent priority right now, according to lawmakers in your government, is surname politics. Men taking women's surnames. Meanwhile, South Africa is bleeding. High unemployment rate, hospitals are collapsing, schools are failing, corruption at an all-time high. Yet our most urgent or most priority is surname politics. Okay.
I would just like to apologize to the black community on behalf of the colored community for being racist. All of us are not like this, but a lot of us are. A lot of colored people have bought into the idea of white supremacy. A lot of colored people's minds have not made it past apartheid. A lot of colored people see white people as the end all and be all. A lot of colored people aspire to be white. A lot of colored people hate anything that is radically different from white, even themselves. This is a mental disease that was born during apartheid and continues to persist throughout the colored community up until the present day. By now, we've established that what was said on the Open Chats podcast was derogatory and just plain down racist. Doesn't matter which way you're trying to swing it, stereotypical, no, racism, okay? That's what that was, and they are suffering consequences because of their racism. However, it does not now give the colored community license to be racist towards the black community. And you can see that a lot of colored people on TikTok have been waiting for the opportunity to be blatantly racist to the black community. This type of behavior is disgusting. To speak to your fellow South Africans in that way, to undermine them based on biological traits is fucking crazy. One thing I can tell you about colored people is that a lot of colored people are taught racism from a very young age. Now, I've told you guys before, I'm black and I'm colored. My father, black, my mother, colored. So I've lived two sides of the same coin, but I have lived predominantly in the colored experience. So I can speak very accurately about the colored experience. And one thing I can tell you is that colored people are extremely racist, especially when there's a concentration of us, like in a colored township. There, you will experience a lot of racism. Now you can imagine, for me being half black, I was always put in an awkward situation. Sometimes my friends would say shit like the K word and I'd be like, damn, I don't know how to respond to this. Even when I saw those old tweets of Gaten McKenzie, I wasn't surprised. Nope, not at all. I know that when colored people are around each other, majority of us are using that fucking word. We're using that word so comfortably. Same with white people. Same with Indian people. I can tell you right now, guys, racism is alive and well in South Africa. Racism will exist for a long time in South Africa. And every racial group in South Africa has some shit that they can weed out of their community. At present, black people are racist, colored people are racist, Indian people are fucking super racist, white people are still racist, have been racist, will always be racist.
Operation Dudula says it is protecting South Africans, that it's defending jobs, healthcare, and safety from being overwhelmed by foreign nationals. It's a message that resonates with many because the frustration is real. But what happens when frustration becomes policy without proper facts to back it up? So let's look at the numbers. South Africa has a population of about, give or take, 65 million people. Migrants, both documented and undocumented, form about 4 to 5% of the population. And yet they've become the center of blame for everything from unemployment to overloaded clinics to crime. Is that proportionate, or is it convenient? Most migrants in South Africa are also not in high-paying jobs. In fact, more than 80% of them do informal work. Domestic work, street traders, construction laborers, shop assistants. And these jobs are often unregulated and severely underpaid. And yes, that raises very valid concerns, because in a broken labor system, cheap, unprotected labor becomes attractive at the expense of local employment, wage growth, and local skills development. But that is not a migration issue. That's a labor enforcement issue. Another concern is safety. People ask, why is there an increase in informal settlements and registered businesses, people overstaying their visas, or being here undocumented? The answer is often delays and dysfunction in the legal system. Because right now, over 100,000 asylum applications are stuck in a backlog. And some have waited up to 5 years just for clarity. So while follow the legal route sounds reasonable, the legal route itself is broken and non-functioning. Then there's another flashpoint: healthcare. There's a deep belief that migrants are overwhelming clinics and hospitals, but surveys by medical NGOs show the opposite. Many migrants avoid clinics and hospitals out of fear of being either mistreated or deported. So again, the problem is not overuse, it's exclusion, poor communication, and underfunded systems. And here's something we don't talk about enough. Western migrants from Europe, North America, Australia, they are also here. They live in well-resourced suburbs, benefiting from favorable exchange rates, and have access to top-tier private healthcare. But public anger never focuses on this. So when we do debate migration, we must ask, are we being objective or selective? The truth is, South Africans have valid concerns about unemployment, about exploitation, about safety, but blaming migrants, especially low-income African migrants, don't solve our problems. It won't build jobs for us. It won't fix our housing. It won't reform home affairs and improve labor protections. Those are structural failings, and they also need structural solutions. So before we rally behind movements that promise protection, we need to ask, are they offering solutions, or are they scapegoating? Because if the goal is a safer, fairer, functional South Africa, then we need policies based on facts, not fear.
You are waiting for rapture, Funny, it already happened and it's still happening. It started long before you realized, and you have from now till the end of September to clock in. Now pay attention. When you think of rapture, you think of Jesus appearing in the sky. That's the story we were told in church. But the truth is deeper. Now look at how the script puts it. It says, at the last trump, for the trumpets shall sound. Look around. Who is the president right now? Trump. He is the last trump. He came, he left, he returned, and that makes him the last trump. Now connect it to 2025. Put plus in between 2025. Add all of them together. What do you get? The number 9. 9 is the number of end. Endings, end of a cycle, end of illusion, beginning of a new one. When we say rapture, here is the real one. It's not in the sky, it is inside you. Suddenly, you stop reacting, you stop doing a lot of things. You are not the same anymore. You choose peace over being right. Conversations feels empty, places feels wrong. You crave solitude, silence, and meditation. This is the real rapture. The question is, have you been raptured, or you are still trapped in the old world? Now listen carefully. This is not prophecy. This world is a stage, and those who rule it are in the shadows. This September, they are planning a deception, a big lie that might change everything in this world. Now, the rulers of this world see how the collective consciousness is rising. They know they can't stop it. So, their last weapon is deception, to pull humanity back into fear and chaos. But this is exactly why you incarnated into this timeline. This is why from 2024, 2025, many of you began shifting. You felt called inward. You felt the pull into solitude. This was not random. It was an initiation, preparation for this very moment. Chosen ones, I'm speaking to you. This is the time to sharpen your intuition. Do not believe what you see in the skies, especially if it causes fear. They are projections, holograms, images so real that could fool even the awakened. If it happens, stay indoors. Do not look outside. Do not give your energy to the illusion. Now, two things. It's either it will happen energetically or physically. This is what they are trying to do. They want to hijack your perception, to drag you into the same system of control. But the truth of the matter is that when the collective truly awakens, they lose all power. This is why deception is their last final card. So hear me, be not afraid, stay grounded, stay inward. This is the time to hold your love, joy, and peace frequency steadily. Hold it. Teach your loved ones, remind your family to trust their intuition. Look inward. Do not look outside for truth. You know why? Because the only truth is the light inside of you, and that light cannot be deceived. And if you thought you were hearing me talk to you, no, I wasn't the one. You were hearing yourself talk back to you. Why? Because I have always been one with you. You are never separated from me. Neither are you separated from your brother. Neither are you separated from the all. We are all one. My name is the Elsia. See you in the Ethers.